Good morning, everyone. How are you this morning? Good morning, Cameron. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Haley. Good morning, Sam. Good morning, Tarek. Good morning, Ty. And good morning, Vivian. We've been talking about farms this week. Today, we're going to talk a little bit more about farms, but we're thinking about pumpkins. And we're going to think about Halloween. So, I have a couple funny songs for you to sing with me that are about Halloween. The first one is called Five Pumpkins Sitting on a Gate. So are you ready? We're going to stand up and get ready to sing. Start with your 5 fingers. Here we go, everyone. 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate. The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." The second one said, "I hear something in the air." The third one said, "But we don't care." The fourth one said, "Let's run and run and run." The fifth one said, "I'm ready for some fun." Then help me. Then ooh went the wind and out went the lights, and the 5 little pumpkins rolled out of sight. Good job. We'll do that one again in a few minutes. Now I have a song about a jack-o'-lantern. Make your pumpkin with me. Jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern, who are you? Who are you? I am but a pumpkin, I am but a pumpkin, boo, 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 boo. Jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern, who are you? Who are you? I am but a pumpkin, I am but a pumpkin, boo, 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 boo. All right, let's do our welcome song and get ready to get started. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Now you're here, we'll have some fun. First we'll clap our hands just so, then we'll bend and tickle our toes. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Now you're here, we'll have some fun. Reach for the sky, touch your toes, wiggle your hips, wiggle your nose. Shake your head and hop all around. And now it's time to sit down. All right, get seated and get ready. I'm going to bring our camera over so we're all set. And the first thing we need to do is take care of our calendar. It is our last day to talk about October. October's our month, and we have to count way down here, friends. That's a long way. Help me get a big breath. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and our last number, 28. And it's Wednesday today. So today is Wednesday, October 28th, 2020. Good job. Now let me turn the camera and show you. Are you dressed for school? Look, friends, Frog isn't dressed for school today. He even forgot to have his pajamas on. So let's get him ready for school. It is sunny today. Sunshine finally came out. But it still feels cool. So I'm going to put my sunshine up there. And I'm going to give Frog his jeans and his long sleeve shirt. It's still kind of cool. And we'll give him his shoes. Needs his tennis shoes. And since it's sunny, he can have his sunglasses on. And we'll give him a hat. All right. Well, friends, we're going to be talking today about pumpkins and farms and Halloween. Now, we looked at our pumpkin yesterday. Remember, we talked about how pumpkins are hard on the outside. But have you ever looked inside the pumpkin? I'm going to take his top off because I cut into it with a knife. And I've already scooped it out. But inside of there, I had lots of of seeds. Have you guys ever cut out a pumpkin before? There are lots of seeds inside and pulp. And those seeds will make brand new pumpkins if we plant them in our garden. We're not going to plant the pumpkins. I scooped it all out, and guess what I did? I put a face on the front, and he's going to be my jack-o'-lantern, just like we sang about in our song this morning. There's my jack-o'-lantern face. At the end of our time today, I'm going to put a candle inside of him, and we'll let him be on lit up while we read our story. So jack-o'-lanterns, pumpkins, Halloween. It's almost Halloween time. We said that pumpkins grow on farms, and the farmers take care of those pumpkins, don't they? They have to plant the seeds, they have to water and take care of the plants, they have to pick the pumpkins, and then they take them to the store where you can go buy them, or you can buy them right on the farm. And the farmers have to take care of all the farm animals. They have to take care of the cows and the horses. They have to give them food. They have to give them water to drink. And the farmers have to drive their tractors and go take care of all the different things on their farm. So friends, I want us to think today about, let's talk about Halloween for a minute. I don't know if you're going to go trick-or-treating this year, but I want you to think about how we stay safe. If you go trick-or-treating, here's some things I want you to remember. Number one, you always go with a grown-up. Number two, you make sure that your costume fits, but you need to have your mask on to stay safe. Take a flashlight because it might be dark. Now, if there's a house that doesn't have a light on, they're probably not home. So don't go to that house. Just go to houses that have a light on. And make sure you stay on the side of the road. Don't walk in the middle where there might be cars, because we want you to be safe as you trick-or-treat. Now, if you don't get to go trick-or-treating, I bet Mom and Dad will have other fun things for you to do. And if you go trick-or-treating, when you get home, what do we need to do? Wash our hands to make sure everybody got all those germs off before you eat your candy. Now, let's look at our pumpkin again. What shape is he? Our pumpkin's round. Have you ever seen a square pumpkin? Well, I have a story about a pumpkin named Spookly. And my story is called Spookly the Square Pumpkin. Now, I think that we'll let this pumpkin be our jack-o'-lantern. So I'm going to put my candle down inside and light it, and then we can have our jack-o'-lantern while we listen to our story. And friends, if you do this at your house, you make sure Mommy or Daddy put the candle in, and you make sure Mommy and Daddy light the candle, okay? That's their grown-up job to do. We're going to get our jack-o'-lantern going. There he is. All right, can you see him? Can you see him lighting up inside? I'm going to put his lid on. And let's read Spookly the Square Pumpkin. One day in the pumpkin patch, the strangest little pumpkin hatched. Spookly wasn't like his friends where they had curves, he had ends. Spookly was different. He was odd, he was rare. Spookly the pumpkin wasn't round, he was square. While the round pumpkins had fun rolling along, poor Spookly sat there. He was shaped all wrong. He tried and tried with all his might, but he couldn't budge. He just sat tight. The other pumpkins teased him because he was square. Spookly wished he was round and could roll everywhere. That is, until one night when they all discovered it's fine to be round when the weather is fair, but there are times that it is better to be square. Halloween was just a day away when a mighty storm blew across the bay. It tossed the round pumpkins to and fro. It snapped their vines, then off they'd go, bouncing left, slamming right, banging, bashing. What a sight! Spookly sat there filled with fright, but glad to be square that night. Suddenly, the fence gave way. Those pumpkins rolled out into the bay. Spookly knew what must be done. It was up to him. He was the one. He teetered, he tottered, he tipped, he tried, and finally flipped. He was on his side. Again he tipped, again he flopped, again he flipped, and then he stopped. Right in the gap where the fence had snapped, he blocked the way. The hole was capped. All the pumpkins shouted, "Hooray!" Spookly, the square pumpkin, has saved the day. Then a pumpkin hit him with a whack. He thought his shell would start to crack. Then another one hit with a thump and another with a smack. Pumpkins are bumping into him, aren't they? One by one, a ton of pumpkins piled on the stack with a bang and a bash and a crunch and a crash, and then it all went black. At dawn, when the storm had stopped, the farmer came out and checked his crop. He picked his pumpkins up one by one and laid them out in the warm, dry sun. And when the last was moved away, the farmer could see what had saved the day. An odd-shaped pumpkin, short and dense, was wedged against the broken fence. Its shell was bruised, its stem was too, but there was brave little Spookly sitting straight and strong and true. Right then and there the farmer knew of all the seeds he'd ever sown, Spookly's were the most special he had ever grown. And the next year, when it was time to sow, he sowed those seeds in every row. He watered and weeded and watched them grow, and oh, that morning about mid-June when the pumpkin patch began to bloom, there were tiny pumpkins everywhere, hundreds and hundreds, and most of them square. But some were cubes, some were rectangles, some were flat, others were triangles. There was a bed of bright red ones and 2 rows of blue. They were polka dot pumpkins and rainbow ones too. There were thousands of colors and hundreds of shapes. Oh, what a garden variety it makes. Now, every year on Halloween, Spookly's Patch is quite a scene. People come from far and near to see what wonders grew that year. They stop, they gawk, they gaze, they stare, then they pick a pumpkin that's round, triangular, or perfectly square. Now, you know the story of how Spookly grew. Maybe someday, if you tell someone too, they'll go tell someone who will tell another, and maybe one day we will all discover you can't judge a book or a pumpkin by its cover. You get to make a picture of Spookly today. Miss Jenny gave you a square pumpkin, and you get to give him a face and make your own square Spookly pumpkin. Now, before we go today, let's sing our jack-o'-lantern song again, and we'll sing our 5 little pumpkins sitting on the gate. So let's start with jack-o'-lantern. Here's our jack-o'-lantern. Ready? Jack-o'-lantern, jack-o'-lantern, who are you? Who are you? I am but a pumpkin, I am but a pumpkin, boo, 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 boo. And let's have our 5 little pumpkins sitting on the gate. Are you ready? 5 little pumpkins sitting on the gate. The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." The second one said, "I hear something in the air." The third one said, "But we don't care." The fourth one said, "Let's run and run and run." The fifth one said, I'm ready for some fun. Then, ooh, went the wind, and out went the lights, and the 5 little pumpkins rolled out of sight. I hope you have fun if you get to go trick-or-treating. Remember to stay safe and stay with your grown-ups. If you don't go trick-or-treating, I know you'll have a really fun weekend. Thanks, everyone, for a great farm week. We're going to sing our goodbye song. Oh, it's time to wave goodbye to our friends. Oh, it's time to wave goodbye to our friends. Oh, it's time to wave goodbye, make a smile and wink an eye. Oh, it's time to wave goodbye to our friends. Thanks, everybody. You want to help me? We're going to blow the candle out. Here we go. Help me count. 1, 2, 3. Bye. Have a great weekend.